JM and AM, good morning. So I got a communique from our dear friend, Rabbi Dr. David Hertzberg. Rabbi Hertzberg is very proud, as he should be, of the students at Yeshiva of Flatbush. And in general, he's proud of any student, high school age, who's using the opportunity of the current situation to really connect to the Holy Land, to connect more and more to our brothers and sisters in Israel, and to utilize their energies, he said to me off the air, to help the Jewish people as best as they can during a time when not everybody is so anxious to turn their attention to the needs of the state and the people of Israel. Rabbi Dr. David Hertzberg, a pleasure to welcome you back to JM and the AM.
Thank you so much, Nachum. A pleasure to be here. Your
name came up over the Chag. We had the pleasure of being guests in a wonderful sukkah, and among the guests who were there with us were the Kaminskis. And the Kaminskis were singing your praises, Rabbi Hertzberg.
Harvey and Aline.
That is correct. Very good. That was unplanned, by the way. That was off the cuff. Anyway, they're very proud of what's going on at Yeshiva of Flatbush. You should know that.
They're wonderful people, and they're really helping us do some amazing things and bringing some speakers that have really inspired our students.
Oh, that's cool. That's really nice. All right, so there are a couple of things I want to discuss with you. Obviously, one of them is what's going to be happening at 9 a.m. Eastern time this morning. But let's start with the students, if you can. It's now almost the end of October. Students are planning what they're going to be doing Thanksgiving week, intercession, et cetera, et cetera. What is the plan right now? What do you have in terms of parents and students and their commitment to travel to Israel and to help out as much as possible over the next few months?
So the commitment of our students and of our parents is, I would say, at an all-time high. Baruch Hashem. And, we're doing this new trip in November, which is taking some 30 high school seniors to check out yeshivot and seminaries. But also, of course, while we're there, we're going to be doing, visiting soldiers, bases, hopefully some yeshuvim, maybe meeting with some hostage families, because the fascinating thing is, in my contacts in Israel, as I'm sure with yours as well, that they're saying that we need you more than ever. It was great that you did the past 2 years, but now that hopefully we're rebuilding, we need you. We need those hugs. We need the visits. We need the connections. And I was just overwhelmed in terms of that need. And I'm also happy to say that over the past couple of days, we've been reached out by some other schools that are planning trips too, which is exactly, the message I'm hearing is don't stop now. And Baruch Hashem, from our end, our students aren't ready. We have another trip with Rabbi Best of the Chesed Mission. 50 kids are signed up already.
Wow.
And we're a full bus that are just there to help out. It's just very, very special.
Now, this is what you just described is the bandwagon that you and I were hoping people would hop onto. We've been encouraging people to contact you, meaning people from schools, leaders, administration members, principals, etc. We've encouraged them to contact you and really draw from your ideas and your experiences at this point to make their trips with their students as effective as possible. And look, there's a reality, Rabbi Hertzberg, and that is that now a lot of people who would not have wanted to travel over the last 2 years, you and your students can't relate to that, but a lot of them now are going to be anxious to travel. Hopefully the tourism will bring the price of the flights down. We pray for that, make it even easier for people to travel. But the reality is that tourism is a major part of it. Now, again, your group is beyond that. It's so much more than just tourism. But I'm sure you have been told by many people in Israel, as I have, that part of the industry, that part of the whole economy, the tourism industry, is so vital. And if it can get back to pre-war levels, it would be pretty amazing.
100%. I mean, I hear this from, the taxi drivers, from the stores, in Ben Yehuda, that, they need the tourism back. And now, just as, in my meetings the past few days, there's that glimmer of hope that we're going to get back to those pre-war numbers to really get that economy the economy moving again.
But you have not been informed if prices of flights to Israel are going to be coming down, right? That nobody has given you definitive information.
What I have been informed is I think prices of hotels are going to be going up by demand.
Oh,
okay.
boy.
So it's, however, I will tell you with the flights, it's if you buy early enough, get group rates, strategize, and there are ways to do it, and certainly I've gotten some advice from other people, given advice to others. There are ways to keep the price somewhat down, but the earlier you book those flights, the better it's going to be.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I literally booked one of my flights a year in advance, or just under a year in advance, and it's a good piece of advice. All right, Dr. David Hertzberg is with us. By the way, did you see the rendering of the hotel they're planning on building near Ben Gurion Airport? Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Pretty amazing. And apparently this project has been delayed God knows how many times. I'm sure the war, made it delayed even further. But now it finally looks like they're going to get started on it, and it could be a real game changer in that area, and obviously for people who fly, and obviously for people who come in to the country for conferences, et cetera, et cetera. Rabbi Dr. David Hertzberg is with us. All right. So it's very simple. Any group out there that wants advice or guidance regarding getting to Israel, anybody wants to replicate what you're doing with the Yeshiva of Flatbush, both for student trips, parent trips, and combined trips, they can be in touch with you, and you'll be more than happy to share all that information with them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I hope people, in fact, take advantage. Okay, what's going to be happening? You know that we have a show on this network called Israel at 77. You've made such a commitment to it, and we're indebted to you for it, and we're so happy that you're doing it. We think about being up on the history of the state of Israel. It's extremely important, and a lot of people are enjoying it. Israel at 77 essentially begins a brand new season now. Obviously, the 43rd season of JM and the AM and the 14th season of the Nachum Segal Network is now underway. It's the first full week back. Those of you in Jewish education, I'm sure you're getting the feeling that finally you're back into the regular groove. What can we expect at 9 a.m. Eastern time this morning here on the Nachum Segal Network?
All right, so today I'm starting a new series, a mini-series about 5 weeks. That's part of our Israel advocacy, I'm going to say, but we're taking a different angle. We're not just discussing, how to defend Israel against accusations of genocide and things like that. We're taking the approach of the contributions that Israel makes to the world. So before the world condemns Israel and says, oh, we don't need you, hey, wait a second. Things like we're going to be taking a look today at Waze, which is came out of Israel. We're going to be taking a look at next week the Israeli bandage, which has saved countless lives. We're going to be taking a look at the ubiquitous cherry tomato, which Israel had something to do with. All these things, I guess if you like tomatoes, it's something positive. I know Bibi Netanyahu said that in some way. He said, I happen to not like tomatoes, but we've given it to you. So it's that angle, and to arm people with that idea, to be able to push the positive contributions of Israel. So we're going to be doing that for 5 weeks. And then after that, I think I'm going to start a fun series. And I was actually encouraged by some of my friends in Israel because I've kept the list over the past 10, 15 years of all my interactions with taxi drivers.
Seriously? You've kept a log?
I have a log of stories of my taxi drivers.
Oh, my
taxi
God.
drivers, El pilots that I met, but I have scores, tens and tens and tens. After I schmooze with these guys, then I go back to the hotel and I write them up, the anecdotes and things like that. And some of these are just amazing stories, insights, philosophy from these from these guys.
Yes, they're more than happy to share their philosophical angles with you.
Totally.
Politics, philosophy, psychology. Everything. Sometimes. 100%. And if you want commentary about how crazy traffic is in Israel, they'll do that for you as well.
Yeah, I just in this past summer, and you'll appreciate this, Nachum, I met this driver. I was with my parents. We were in the car, and random guy picks me up at the Inbo, and we're going just somewhere close. Okay, we figure out the price. A minute and a half into the discussion, this was a Thursday, he says, you want to go with me tomorrow, Erev Shabbat, to Gaza? I'm bringing food to soldiers in the base. You want to come with me? And I collect every week from drivers. And just like that, I met the guy 2 minutes before.
Holy cow. I had a similar experience like that. My gosh. And oh, man, it's unbelievable. Look, there's no place like Israel. That's the bottom line. And our job is to continue to bridge the gap between Israel and the diaspora. Rabbi Dr. David Hertzberg is doing that really well on many different levels. Students and parents are heading to Israel with the amazing trips that Yeshiva of Flatbush is doing. We encourage all the schools to hop aboard and try your hardest. A lot of schools, even during peaceful times, always found it difficult to etch out time in the schedule during the year to do a trip to Israel. Try your hardest, everybody, to do that and to work it out this time in the near future. And, of course, Israel at 77 continues at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, as Rabbi Hertzberg said. If you're into Waze, if you're using Waze right now as you're listening to the Nachum Segal Network to get to work or to check out traffic, whatever the case may be, you might be curious to know that Israel has a big role when it comes to Waze. It's an actual Israeli company, and that's one of the things that Rabbi Hertzberg is going to be emphasizing over the next few weeks, Israel's contribution to the world. Can't thank you enough, Rabbi Hertzberg. I hope that you have a lot of fun with these upcoming series because they sound like they could be very uplifting, encouraging, and finally some good news to report.
Be'ezrat Hashem, Be'ezrat Hashem. Thank you so much, Nachum. Have a wonderful day.
Appreciate that. Best regards, everybody, at Yeshiva of Flatbush. Again, everybody, they are on many different levels. And Rabbi Hertzberg emphasized to me before this conversation, don't think it's just administration and parents. There are students who are leading this effort as well to continue to focus on Israel, to get to Israel, to work for Israel, to volunteer for Israel, and to advocate for Israel. Kol HaKavod. More coming up. It's JM in the AM.